Okay, today I'm going to be unboxing this new puzzle game book thing, The Researcher's First Murder by John Finnemore. It's a new puzzle in the style of Cain's Jawbone. But what is Cain's Jawbone, you might be wondering? Well, it's this. This was a book written in 1934. It's a literary puzzle made up of 100 pages. All printed in the wrong order, and the goal is to put them in the right order and uncover the identity of several murderers. Unfortunately, it's extremely obscure. Every sentence is like a cryptic crossword puzzle, and it's just full of esoteric references that may have made sense to people in the 1930s, but frankly I can't make head or tail off. Sometimes you get lucky and there's a bit of poetry at the beginning or end of a page, so that gives you some idea. And there's various names that keep cropping up. There's a lot of Henrys. But as you can see, I haven't really got very far. So hopefully this new puzzle should be easier, as there's no obscure 90-year-old references to figure out. But on the other hand, it's written when everyone has access to Google. So it could just be even more obscure than the original. Let's find out. Okay, so The Researcher's First Murder by John Finnemore, a new Cain's Jawbone puzzle. A fiendishly difficult murder mystery puzzle, the official follow-up to Cain's Jawbone, by its first modern solver and creator of BBC Radio 4's Cabin Pressure, John Finnemore. A body is found stabbed to death in a locked room. The police find no weapon, no motive, and no suspects. However, the murderer has in their possession a bunch of 100 cryptic picture postcards, which, if properly understood, would explain not just this murder, but 9 others. 9 others! These are those cards. Solvers must rearrange the pages of text to unravel the story and identify the murderer, victim, and location for each of the 10 murders. This is going to take forever. They must also consider the separate puzzles presented by the curious images on the other sides. Can you explain the researcher's first murder? Probably not, but let's have a go. It looks like a book, but it jiggles around a bit, so presumably these are the 100 postcards mentioned on the back. Right, let's open it up. And there's a box containing another box. And a ribbon. Marketplace, I think. Oh, it's all coming out. Yeah, the ribbon is stuck in the box for some reason. What do we have here? I'll get rid of this for the moment. Right, this is the booklet explaining what you have to do. It's basically just the stuff on the back. A complete solution to the researcher's first murder consists of a list of the first and last names of the murderer and victim of each of the 10 murders, the village, town or city in which or near to which the murders took place, and the full fictional address to where the last victim was found. See, already this is way more complex than Cain's Jawbone ever was. To achieve this, the solvers must rearrange the text sides of the cards into the order in which they were written, make sense of the events described, and then take any further steps that may be suggested. NB, unlike Cain's Jawbone, solvers are not required to submit a correct ordering of the cards. Oh, well, that's something at least. So that's the answer sheet, which I don't think I'll be filling in anytime soon. There's also a note to advice to solvers. I'll read that later. Let's have a look at these postcards. Ooh. What do you get in it? Okay, I've just realised the introduction might be important as well. On the 30th of December 2023, a certain person was discovered stabbed to death in the study of a house that was not their own. The room was securely locked from the inside, but it contained no weapon or any sign of a murderer. Not only that, but the police were unable to discover any plausible suspect or even motive for the murder. The victim had no living family or dependents, no known enemies, and left all their money to charity. The mystery remains unsolved. However, safely locked away in a drawer at home, the murderer keeps a box of 100 curious picture postcards which, if correctly ordered and understood, would explain not only this murder, but 9 others that took place in the same year. These are those cards. Well, already I have questions. Surely the police would know the identity of the victim, or at least a physical description of them. Are they male or female? These are basic things that you would be expected to know in the first place. And if these postcards are locked away in the murderer's house, then how did we, the solvers, gain access to them in the first place? It seems a little unfair already, and I haven't even started. Right, I'll just show you a few of these cards, as I don't want to spoil the entire thing for everybody. Some examples of cartilaginous and bony. Bony is circled, fishes. Several other fishes are circled as well. Cartilaginous fishes. So I would guess you have to identify the fish to solve the puzzle. On the back it says, to begin at the beginning. Happy birthday, you have until Christmas, your time starts now. I can't help giving it a title, old habits, etc. So this must be some sort of author who's writing this. I'm calling it the researcher's first murder, because, as you'll see, that's what I'm planning. I tell you this now to give you time to get used to the idea. I'll explain more later, of course. It might not happen, but I hope it does. I put rather a lot of effort into it. I see our hero as a poised young woman of about 25. I did so when they first opened that study door, though I knew they couldn't be, and I still do, though I know they're not. Well, that's very helpful. Hope you think it's fair, or fair enough. The ones we used to dread in the jug so rarely were, and you hated that. No idea what that means. I've tried not to indulge in the boyhood enthusiasm of the rural rider, for instance. Everything means something, strictly in this context that is. I cannot speak for the universe. Then again, I'm not above the old dirty tricks. Some have been played before. For instance, remember how the bosses first ended? All the time Yorick caught hold of the chambermaids, and then it ends in mid-sentence, just like every page in Cain's Jawbone. Actually, that's not true. The original did at least start every page at the beginning of a sentence and ended at the end of a sentence. So this one could be slightly easier. It shouldn't be too hard to find a card where the ending matches up with to begin at the beginning. And another card which might logically follow on from all the time Yorick caught hold of the chambermaids. The mind boggles. And presumably there's all sorts of obscure references to other things. Yorick is of course from Hamlet. I don't remember any chambermaids in that play. But alternatively, Yorick could just be a reference to a skull in some other work of fiction, or indeed in real life. And as for remember how the bosses first ended, no idea how you'd even begin to look for that. And as for the picture, I guess I can look forward to hours spent pouring through pictures of fishes. I'm not going to show you too many of these, as it'll be spoilers. But there's lots of very nice images and way more text to uncover as well. So yeah, that is just the start of the puzzle, and I look forward to working my way through it in the coming weeks. I may do an update video at some point, if I manage to get far enough in solving it. Or as with Cain's Jawbone, I might just give up. We shall see. Anyway, press subscribe to see more of my videos, and I'll see you next time.